What is up YouTube? My name is Brady and I'm the BlurryKnight, and welcome back to my channel, and also welcome to part 3 of the Halo TV series Roundtable interviews. This next interview is with Pablo Schreiber, who plays Master Chief on the show. I didn't actually get to ask Pablo any questions during this roundtable because we ran out of time, but one of the other creators or press did actually ask one of the questions that I had prepared for this. So I hope you enjoy, and thank you again to Paramount for the opportunity, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Hi, this is Chris Carter, Destructoid. So I just have to front load this. Your Emmy-worthy role in American Gods. I said it. I can hear some of it in John. So you sound badass, which you know is required for Master Chief, but you also add some vulnerability to it, especially the scene where you talk about the vision you have in the first episode. Did you take any life experiences and apply them to the character, or how did you prepare for this role, this iconic role?
I lived for the past 43 years of my life and have been hurt and and loved, and I had children, and no, what I'm getting at is all my life experience is relevant fodder for performance when it comes to creating a character. But yeah, I think what you touched on is that there is a vulnerability at times to the character that is not necessarily, that we're not familiar with from the video game. And I think the construct of that is that, you know, it's a first person shooter video game where you're asked to believe that you're the Master Chief and put yourself in his shoes. And now we're making a television show that's a very different medium. And in order to get to know the character and empathize with the character and follow his progress, it really takes a different form of storytelling. And we're filling in aspects of the character and his humanity that you as a player used to fill in with your own personality. And so the process of the first season of our television show is the process of John getting to know who he is as a human. And therefore, we as an audience will all learn more about who the Master Chief is over the course of the first season.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Our next question goes to Lupe Haas with Cinemovie TV.
Hi, Lupe here with Cinemovie. Along the lines of the previous question, you do have to become sort of human again. And Bokeem's character, Soren, has to kind of remind you of that because you're so matter of fact. So for you, was that part of that? Was it the reason you took the role? Because you weren't just going to be hidden behind a mask. You actually get to form a new character, not based on the game, something new, basically.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the reason I took the role. I would say it was really the only fruitful path to take in terms of storytelling. You know, if you're going to try to hold an audience's attention over the course of a long form series, you really have to be able to have a connection with the character that you're following, the protagonist. You have to be able to have access to his face so you can know how he's feeling about things and what his emotional life is like over the course of time. That's how we empathize and connect with our characters. So it just felt like the obvious choice to make for the medium that it was being told in.
All right, thanks, Lupe. Next, we have Klep from Critics Media.
Hi, Klep from Critics Media, wearecritics.com. I just have a question, Pablo. I want to talk about the challenges working in the suit. Like, how much time did you actually spend in the suit?
It feels like a lifetime. The suit is very challenging. It's about 55 pounds of plastic. And the weight is not even the hardest part. It's really kind of how immobile it makes you. It's really hard to move around in there. And, you know, in Halo mythology and lore, the Mjolnir armor is supposed to make you superhuman, super capable, right? When in fact, you're just, you know, stacked with 55 pounds of plastic. And so there's a real learning curve there in trying to figure out how best to manipulate it so it looks authentic and makes you look really capable. And then, you know, as a production, how to shoot it so it is impressive enough. and all the stunt sequences were a sharp learning curve, but one that we now have a sort of ingrained institutional knowledge that we'll take forward into season 2.
All right, our next question goes to Sean with Disappointment Media.
Hello, my name is Sean and I'm with Disappointment Media. So obviously Master Chief is one of the most beloved video game characters of all time, I would say. What was it like stepping into these shoes? Was it intimidating?
No, it's exciting. It's a huge honor. I feel so grateful and blessed to be in the position that I'm in. I don't take it for granted. It feels like a huge responsibility, and I don't take that lightly. I had a sense immediately after getting the role how much this universe means to people and how much this character means to people, and it just gave me extra incentive to really attack it hard and really try to get it right. Not just for the fans who are so excited to see it realized for the first time in this medium, but also for people who have never played Halo and never been exposed to the universe, to bring this universe that I've fallen so deeply in love with over the last 3 years to a whole new audience and show everybody why we love it so much. It's just provided me extra incentive in that battle.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our next question goes to Gabe with Bad Feeling Magazine.
Hi, Pablo. Gabe here with Bad Feeling Magazine. In these opening episodes that we've seen, we sort of see Master Chief at a bit of a crossroads. I was wondering if you could describe sort of the evolution of the character throughout the course of this first season of the show.
Sure. Yeah. We meet Master Chief in a place that should be pretty familiar to gamers. You know, he is the humanity's last hope that we all have come to know and love. He's the symbol sort of for bravery and courage and a good, a dry sense of humor in the most dire of times. He is that representation for humanity that's now extended across the galaxy, but he's also that representation for all of us as audience members and as gamers. So we meet him there where we know him. And then the process, because we're creating entertainment to suit the medium, the process is really to take him out of that first-person shooter setup where he's kept as a vague symbol and concept for all of us so that we can fill in the details with our own personality. We're taking him out of that realm and putting him into a television show where you're, as a gamer, being asked to put your remote down and not be a co-creator of the process. Sorry, your controller. I don't know if I said remote, but and now you're being asked to kind of sit back on the couch and watch, the Chief go through a very familiar universe that you'll recognize immediately, but interact with him and interface with him in a way that feels very different, because the process of the first season is really John answering the question, who is the Master Chief? And by him trying to figure that out and come to some of those answers for himself and experience humanity for the first time himself, we're really filling in the details that we've all have been wanting to know for so long. Who is the Master Chief? We're going to answer some of those questions in the first season. And if you have the ability to sit back and enjoy the ride and let go of your own version of Master Chief, then I think it's a very rich and rewarding universe to be in. And it doesn't devalue any of the Master Chiefs that exist. There's as many different versions of the Master Chief as people who have played the game, and they're all valid. You know what I mean? They're all self-created and user-created, and they're all wonderful. This one doesn't make those ones wrong, and it doesn't take anything away from the Steve Downes version, who created an indelible and amazing character over the last 20 years. If anything, the hope is that this television show only fills in those places that have been left unexplored.
Thank you so much.
Of course.